Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be taking this 2022 Genesis GV80 on a POV test drive. This one is the 3.5 turbocharged Advance Plus, and it is finished in Adriatic blue, and it does look very nice. Let's go ahead and take it on a test drive and see how this GV80 does. Alright, so here is the interior of this beautiful 2022 Genesis GV80 for 2022. Nothing was changed, it does look the same, and I really like this interior. I think it does look very good with this blue combination. So it does have that blue slash cream or caramel interior. I think it does look very good, and yeah, overall I really like the interior of this GV80. But let's go ahead and take it on a test drive and see how it does. Even the seat belt is finished in the same color as the seats, which is nice. Here is the backup camera, and it does have the 3D view, which honestly looks amazing. And the backup camera, the 360, everything is nice and clear. Alright, so driving this 2022 Genesis GV80. I've driven the 21, and as I said, the 22 is the same. This thing drives phenomenal, and very comfortable. Suspension setup is really good in the GV80. Let's go ahead and take this GV80 on the highway and see how it does. And as I said, guys, this thing is very comfortable, and Genesis did such a great job with their GV80, and I really like their GV70, and even their G80, the G70. Everything is beautiful now. Their interiors are very high quality, and they look seriously amazing. And yeah, as I said, very comfortable ride, and such a beautiful SUV. And by the way, if you guys are curious about the engine, it does have a 3.5 turbocharged V6. It is connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and this 8-speed automatic transmission is actually pretty good. It is nice and responsive, and it's pretty quick for an SUV that is not sporty. It is luxurious, so definitely good transmission, and it does shift nice and quick in automatic mode, and when using paddle shifters, it downshifts and upshifts quick. And if you guys are curious about the horsepower numbers and torque, the horsepower is 375 and the torque is 391, and I really like this engine. This 3.5 is beautiful. This GV80 does come with the 2.5 turbocharged, but I'm not a big fan of it. It's not a powerful engine, so this 3.5 is definitely nice. Let's go ahead and put this SUV in sport mode. When you put it in Sport Plus, traction control, actually this one does not have Sport Plus. Yep, definitely moves. So for the steering wheel, it is very light, and it does require a lot of movement, so you actually have to adjust the steering wheel a lot. But other than that, suspension is good. Road noise is very good. I'm barely hearing any wind noise, and yeah, seriously, this thing is beautiful. And I'm sorry about the sun, guys. I am actually driving in the sun direction, but when we go back, it's gonna be much better. But yeah, 375 horses and 391 pound-feet of torque are good for this SUV, and I would definitely get it with this 3.5. Yep, as I said, transmission shifts quick, and it is very, very quiet. And by the way, the brakes are very nice and touchy. You barely touch them, and the SUV just wants to stop. It does have a beautiful 14.5-inch screen. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And the beeping was because of the car in front of me moved, so the SUV does give you a message or a warning message saying that the car in front of you moved, so basically pay attention. Steering wheel is wrapped in leather, feels nice and light, and as I said, guys, Genesis did a great job with the suspension setup and the fit and finish. Everything is wrapped in leather. This whole thing right here is beautiful, nice and soft, wrapped in leather. And by the way, this screen does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And by the way, this GV80 is nice and responsive in all modes. So when you have it in normal mode, it is nice and responsive. It is in sport mode at the moment. So this GV80 with this 3.5 is nice and quick, but you could definitely feel the weight of this SUV. And sometimes when the transmission is not in the right gear, and when it's not in the right miles per hour, sometimes it's a little bit slow to respond. So I think Genesis should work on that. So it has to be in the right gear at the right speed for it to actually push you back to the seat. But other than that, this SUV is beautiful. Again, guys, this beautiful 14.5-inch screen looks amazing. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as I said, and it definitely looks very, very good. And this GV80 does have all the nice safety features. So it does have the adaptive cruise control, lean keep assist. It does have the steering assist, emergency braking, and by the way, this Genesis does do lane changes. So it does change lanes if you activate the turn signal indicators and then move the steering wheel to the left or to the direction that you want it to go. Then it will actually move and do the lane change. And it does have a beautiful heads-up display. That was a blind spot monitoring system. But seriously, guys, this thing is beautiful. Steering wheel is nice and soft, and such a beautiful SUV. Does have heated seats, cold seats, heated steering wheel, 2 stages, and yeah, the climate controls look good. It does have a wireless phone charger, 2 cup holders, and I really like the gear shifter in the Genesis, and yeah, definitely very nice and quiet and comfortable. And I could hear a little bit of the cars passing by, so I think Genesis should work on that. It does have acoustic windows, and overall it is nice and quiet, but when someone is passing by you with a loud exhaust or like a truck, then you could definitely hear the sound. And something I really like about this GV80 is the fact that the windows are massive. It does go all the way down to the first gear. And when it goes all the way down to the first gear, it's not jerky. A lot of cars, when they go to the first gear, they're very, very jerky. From a dead stop, it is nice and responsive, but as I said, sometimes when it's not in the right gear or the right speed, it doesn't accelerate as hard as in other speeds and other gears. So from a dead stop, it is very responsive, and it just pushes you back to the seat. And for the steering wheel, I personally think it looks good. A lot of people don't really like the way how it looks, but I personally think it does look very, very good. And Seriously, such a beautiful SUV. And mirrors are nice and big, and this 3.5 sounds good, and definitely soaks up the bumps really, really good. And I forgot to mention, but when you actually activate the turn signal indicator, it does display it. It does basically show you what's in your blind spot. There's a camera on the mirror that displays the blind spot, which is really nice. As I said, guys, steering wheel is very light. And let's see what mode it is in. So let's go ahead and put it back in comfort mode and test the turning radius. Turning radius is actually not bad. Definitely much better than the other SUVs in this in its class. I think it's a little bit better than the X5, or maybe about the same. But yeah, definitely the turning radius is not bad at all. Let's go ahead and put it back in sport mode. Yep, definitely nice and responsive. And this transmission is just beautiful. And I forgot to mention, but the fuel economy numbers, they are 18 in the city, 23 highway, and 20 combined. And I think those numbers are not too bad, but I feel like Genesis could have done a little bit better job with the MPGs on the highway. But yeah, not too bad. It is a heavy SUV, so I do understand, but I think they could have done a little bit better. So, very impressed with Genesis, and very impressed with this GV80. I think the brand is doing good. They're doing such a great job with their design. Interior looks amazing. The outside looks very good, and it does drive very nice and smooth. And yeah, overall, everything is nice about this Genesis GV80. But I hope you guys enjoyed this POV test drive of this 2022 Genesis GV80. If you guys are interested, make sure to come and see Nick here at Key Hyundai in Milford, Connecticut. And if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this, please subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.